This is another one of your sayings that I've grown accustomed to hearing.
So Warren Buffett he talks about Mr. Market. And in the short term, Mr. Market is a voting machine. That's the noise. That's the fear, that's the greed, that's the tweets, that's all of that. But in the long term, the share market will value the future dividends. That's how we in the investment game ultimately decide whether or not Telstra or Westpac is a good buy. What do we think the dividends going to be like in 5 years' time? It's a weighing machine. And that goes to the heart of a lot of these slides, that if you ignore the noise, ignore the voting machine, ignore the tweets, and just focus on the dividends and whether or not we believe they're going to grow, then the market will look after itself. It's the same in the property market. And this slide, I said earlier, if you looked at it every day, and there are people on this call that look at it every day, I have no doubt, but 5 days out of 10 will be a bad day, and 5 days out of 10 will be a good day. If you look at your super fund balance once a year, as I recommend you do, 8 days or 8 years out of 10 years will be positive. And your 2020 statement that's probably finally arrived in your account now will be one of those negative years. But don't look at it. Don't worry about it, because this is 30-year, 40-year, 50-year money. And the truth about the Australian share market is that if you hold it for retirement, if you hold it for more than a decade, 10 decades out of 10 will be positive.
Yeah. So I think the message is pretty clear there. And I myself, hearing it nearly every time that I speak to you, do find it difficult not to look at the balances of portfolios and superannuation balances every day. But yeah, understanding that measure is at a particular point in time. And the more accurate representation is, the longer the period of time that you're measuring, the more accurate representation you'll get.